welcome to Prashi Ascending, and in this video we are going to talk about the Karma Yoga. So till now we have discussed about the path of knowledge. We also discussed, the first thing that we discussed is devotion. So what we do in this channel is we talk about Bhagwat Puran, and we try to bring the grace of RadheKrishna to us and try to understand and be and walk on the path of unconditional love, because love is all what we need, right? And love heals everything. So there are different paths in Bhagwat Puran which have failed, and then the rishi comes and talks about why these paths have failed, like why devotion has failed, why Karma Yoga failed, or why like you're so learned and you have all the knowledge and it's not working. So then the question arises that if all these things have failed, then there must be something else. And if there is something else, we have to explore it and understand it to the fullest. So that is basically our journey going to be about what is unconditional love, how do we find it, and is it a state of mind or is it a state of being? And once we be it, how can we be in it forever? So that's going to be our journey basically with Bhagwat Puran. So today what we are going to discuss about is one of my favorite path, which is the path of karma, or things that we do and what are the results that they give. So these things have been widely discussed in different philosophies about theory of karma, which basically states that if you do something of the same magnitude, will come back to you. And one thing I want to make here clear is it is based on the premise of past lives and how we learn our different lessons. And also theory of karma, what it basically talks about is you'll get the fruits by your actions, not for your actions. So what does that mean? Let me tell you. So that means that, like, let's say if you like break a pot or something, and whoever's pot you have broken, that person suffered some financial loss or any type of loss, like mental health was disturbed for a while because it was their favorite pot or something. So it's not going to be like someone else will come and break your pot. No, that's not how it works. Like many people think that, okay, so that's how it's going to return, but it's not like that. Something will happen which will give you the same pain or pleasure that you have caused someone else. So maybe you're very attached to your phone and your phone might break off, or it need not be like someone else comes and breaks your phone, but it can just break off on its own. It could fall off or something like that, and you will go through the financial loss and mental loss. So that's how things work. And that's why all the times, whenever any weird thing happens to us and we go back to our memory using this theory of karma, that I have never broken anyone's phone, or I have never stolen anyone's wallet, or I have never broken anyone's laptop, then why is it happening to me? So it's not happening to you because you have broken someone's laptop. It's coming back to you, whatever you have put out. So that's like an echo effect. If I say one, I get to hear one. So theory of karma is basically, like, in the simplest terms, it's talking about physics, like gravity and all of the laws. It's not embedded on emotions and punishments and all of that. It's just like whatever you put out, like, it will come back to you. Like, I'm filming this video, and after I'm done, I should be able to see this video, right? I mean, if I don't get to see the video, I'll be like, I'll lose my mind. I don't know. So that's how karma works. It's just a reflection. It's not punishing you, it's not trying to teach you something. It's just the experience that you're creating. And what happens is, like, we when we are born on this planet, like, our awareness and our consciousness is not at the soul level. That's what Krishna also talks, that we tend to believe that we are real and we are immortal and we are never going to die. So we take things in the moment and we believe that they last forever. Like, whatever things we have as of now. So let's say I'm filming this video on a phone, then somewhere we tend to believe that the phone will be there with me forever, or like no damage will happen to it. However, subconsciously, I know that someday I'll have to change it. There's a possibility of it breaking off. But when we operate from human consciousness, we just forget that it's a game of duality and everything is a reflection. So, like, why the path of karma is not perfect is because it's just not about you, it's about everyone else involved in the game. So imagine it like a football game or something, or like a cricket game. You need other people to play it with you. You cannot play it on your own. And you are at the mercy of other players' help as well. Like, I mean, there has to be an opposite team and they have to, like, make a score of some runs or something. Then only, like, you can beat it, or you have to have a team. So it's all about coexisting together. And that's why we love sports and that's why we love games, because we know it's not for real, meaning, like, we all of us know that it's a game, and we know that everyone is going to play a part in it. But when it comes to our lives, we think we are the complete creators of it. I mean, of course we have choice and we have, like, I know it's a little complicated to explain, but let me tell you. So, we have choices, of course, in every situation, but ultimately, you'll ask yourself questions like, if you completely reflect back on your life, then how much choice do we really have? Remember all those incidents, and you'll be like, maybe most of people would have done that. Or even if you were to go back to the moment, like, a very honest answer would be, yeah, that's how I must have reacted. So why the theory of karma fails is, it's not like if you're taking good care of your health, if you're maintaining your finances right, it's not a given that you'll never fall sick. It's not a given that your financial health will always stay like the way it is, because the universe is interdependent. It's like an interplay of energies. It does not believe in the idea of independence, like me, myself, and all of that. It's like when all these particles or all these people contribute to something, then some effect is created. So that's why, even if you are, like, very nice according to you, so there's no universal definition of nice, but you are going to interact with people and they are going to have their own perceptions, they are going to have their own roles in this game, and your life will be impacted by it. And then what happens is, anytime anything bad happens to us, like losing a loved one in form of death, or any natural calamity or pandemic or anything like that, the instant reaction that we have is, what did I do to deserve this? So, in a very, like, brutal language, we haven't come to this planet to, like, get everything 100% and 1000% awesome. It's not like, oh universe, how could I get anything bad and anything wrong? It's not like that. It's based on duality. and the mind cannot perceive it because the mind constantly goes after pleasure and it does all the things. So someone could do a lot of right actions because they want like real best results, but that's not how things work because the outcomes are not in our control. So that's when, if we have to bring unconditional love to this theme, what we have to see is we need to treat everything in the same light and excuse me, see everything in the same light. So my throat is telling me, see the cough and normal throat in the same light. So what happens is, anytime we practice detachment, which is basically unconditional love, you're not really attached to the outcomes, and that's like the biggest freedom. That's like uh, the holiday mode active all the time. That's like moksha, or that's like swarga 24/7. So that's the time when you're extremely committed to your path, but you know that there are going to be different elements coming from maybe your past life or in the current life. Different people will come to your life and will have an impact on your life, and it could bring you some negativity, and it's not in your control. But when you are in the state of unconditional love, you will not have judgments on that. Everything like cold and hot will be same for you, because at the core of it, at the core of feeling hot and feeling cold, is the state of experience. It's the state of awareness, is the state of who we are. So then it's like you come back to yourself completely, to your awareness. The mind like really drops off, and the mind's biggest role is to keep you in like the strong shells and boundaries of pleasure. All the mind wants its pleasure. So if you want pleasure, you're going to get pain 100%. So like the previous video, try going after pain so you will get pleasure. But the core thing of it is, pleasure and pain are just exactly the same, just exactly the same. Contemplate on this thought. But remember all the good times in your lives, like when you were at ecstasy, you were like, yes, I wanted this and it has happened and I'm going to be happy forever. And remember all those sad times when you felt like, I'm actually dead inside and I'm crying like hell, there's no going ahead, and I don't know how I'm going to make it. Like at the tip of both the experiences, the commonality is intensity. So the experiencer and experience, it's same all the time, but depending on our conditioning, our surroundings, and the backgrounds that we have been raised in, the mind is going to label pleasure and pain, and it will run away from pain because the mind is the illusion. The mind is the maya. That's what called in Bhagwat Puran, that what happens is we get really stuck in this maya, and we think that we can attain pleasure forever, and there could be a point in our life where there will be no pain. That's a trick that your mind is playing on you. But you're not your mind, you're the awareness. You're the one who's observing your mind. So when you go to that state completely, which happens through unconditional love, then you will not be able to create karma. Like you will operate from Krishna consciousness, or like RadheKrishna consciousness, or soul consciousness. And bad things will happen to you because you're still in the game, okay? Like the cricket is still going on. So people will hurt you, you will hurt people, whatever, but it will be just an experience for you. It will be not like I'm happy, I'm sad, I'm happy, I'm sad, I'm happy, I'm sad. It's just going to be neutral all the time. So yes, that's a little bit about karma and unconditional love. In next video, I'm going to talk about forgiveness and how the idea of forgiveness is really fake, which has again stemmed from this duality and perception of right and wrong. I hope you have got some insights from this. Please drop me in the comment section if you have any more doubts, and please like, share, and subscribe this video so more and more people can find this peace and unconditional love and live a peaceful life. Okay, so till then, Radhe Radhe.